Good morning and welcome to the coverage of YCS Milan 2018. It is the last event in this year, which means that the ordeal of a traveler program is also coming to a close. We've had a pretty big year with events in Bochum, always putting up big numbers. And we had Utrecht, which was one of the anniversary YCSs. And then everybody felt like, yeah, I can also go to London because it means in Milan, I'm going to be picking up the ordeal of a traveler mat. We have 700 players that qualified for the ordeal of a traveler program, which obviously helped to have a really good attendance at this tournament. We're looking at 1,771 players. 1771. For our first feature match of the day, we picked the reigning and defending title holder in Italy. It's the Greek superstar Andreas Vrellos. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very confident with my deck, and I hope to do it again and win this event.
All right, how much pressure is on you? Are you like, if I don't win it, it's fine, or I'm like, no, I have to defend my title?
Basically, I want to top first of all, and after that, we will see what will happen.
All right. How was your travel here? You're coming from Greece, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
How hard was it to get here?
Actually, Italy is very good location for Greece, but the only problem is the venue. It's hard to reach.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's a bit hard to reach unless you own a car. How did you prepare for this event? Are you feeling ready for this?
I prepared with my team, of course, and with my Greek Skype call, the famous one, and I'm feeling very good right now.
All right. Please have a seat. Good luck to you. His opponent in round number one has the hometown advantage. It's Chen. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling this morning?
I feel got a lot of pressure because I'm not prepared for this event.
But you're coming from almost around the corner, right? You didn't have to travel very far.
Yeah, I'm very near from here. It's like 1 hour in train, so it's fine.
Fair enough, yes. And you said you didn't prepare that much for the event. So how are you going to beat him now?
I don't know, maybe with luck.
It's an alternative strategy that works. Please have a seat as well. So our players are ready, which means it's time to perform the die roll to see who goes first. How many dice do you want to go?
One.
They just go for one die. It's a 6-sided die. 5 is Peter's roll. We got a 3 for Andreas, so you can decide who goes first.
I go first.
All right, Peter wants to go first. Tiny bit of information that you have. So now the players are going to be mic'd up, and also they got headphones on so they can't hear what I'm saying, what everybody else is saying. Most importantly, what Tom Payne and Marcello Barberi are going to be saying, because those are our 2 casters for the event, and they're going to break it all down for you guys. So let's take it over there.
Hi everyone, we are here as well, and personally it's good to be back at this table doing commentary for you, and really good to have my colleague Tom with me.
Yeah, I've not been away for so long. But yeah, when was the last time you commentated?
It was almost a year ago, yeah, more than a year ago. And
itching to come back?
Yeah, definitely. Enjoy playing, but I enjoy doing commentary as well, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. So we have a pretty exciting match for the first round, and the biggest thing, I guess, is Andreas is a known player. He won an event, as Ollie already said. And do you think he will have an advantage since he's more experienced? I know Peter hasn't played in a year, actually, so he's going back.
Peter?
Slightly, just because, I mean, he's an Italian player, I see him on national sometimes, but I know he hasn't played in a while, so...
Yeah, I mean, being rusty's not going to be helpful. I mean, because obviously I think Andreas has been playing this deck for a long time. I think it's a popular deck among the Greek contingent, so... And having experience, I think, in this is quite helpful.
Yeah.
In this sort of matchup.
We saw Peter was quite honest about his chances, talking about luck, and he did win the die roll. So I mean,
that's a good start.
That's a good start for him. And
yeah, is it that helpful in the Sky Striker mirror? Would you rather go first? Would you rather go second?
I mean, actually, you might as well go second. It depends how you build it.
Depends how you draw as well.
Exactly.
I mean, we can see like Peter's got 3 shed right. He's probably happy enough if he goes first.
They have a few differences, but yeah, the deck itself. So we're gonna talk about the differences in a moment, I guess.
Hopefully we'll be ready to go back over, but I think we've got to wait until we get the cue for that.
Exactly, but yeah, in the end, I mean, it's a huge event. I think they both, especially Andreas, who is a known player, decided to bring the most consistent deck, as you will see, and I think that's a really good decision, because you have 11 rounds, a lot of the players in the room, you don't know what you're going to play against, so I think it's quite a good choice. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy with the Sky Striker. It's kind of like...
Yeah.
It's It's so because like everyone's going to be preparing for it, especially with the ban list. Like,
Well,
very recent. It was what happened at Utrecht, because everyone like jumped on Sky Striker, and everyone kind of knew that as well. So maybe people will be predicting that again.
well, let's see who is right about that. Let's go back to the table.
So Peter going first.
Peter going first, and as we said, it's a Sky Striker mirror match.
Oh, Peter's running a jamming waves. I've not seen anyone run that for a long time.
That's gonna be helpful. Even though he starts, he's quite good in the mirror match actually. One of the few matchups where he shines. And yeah.
Backhanded compliment. He's really fallen out of popularity, the jamming waves, I think.
So the drone lockbird is also not as popular in this deck.
But I think you can get away with it in the mirror match. But
what's going on?
something just happened. Why they're reshuffling?
Not quite sure.
Okay.
But
They didn't like their hands. They're going to draw them again.
I guess they're mulligan. No, yeah. I mean, probably they didn't cut their opponent decks or something else.
Like
it doesn't seem like they had any regular cards, so it's
there
just
was
gonna...
there was a mulligan in what for the YCS where you had the Battle Pack YCS.
Yeah.
There was a mulligan in that, but I don't think there's been a mulligan in any other Yu-Gi-Oh format, as far as I know.
No, not at all.
Unless there is in Duel Links, but I haven't played any Duel Links.
Andreas manages to still draw the Metal for Fusion twice in a row, which is...
Maybe that was it. He said, I've drawn Metal for Fusion, we have to do it again.
While, okay.
He's got... I think Peter's probably happy. I mean, he had engaged last time, but this time he's got the shared ride.
Fair enough.
He doesn't know what he's playing, so I guess against an average deck, he probably would have preferred his previous hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, all it happened as we were thinking is they didn't shuffle after a deck check, so nothing wrong happened there. So yeah, quite a regular opening. Shredder Dried is huge in the mirror match. He can know right now, but that's gonna come in clutch.
I would say you're probably pretty happy with that. You've got like a Sky Striker Link monster, which is all they need to get going.
You have a few interruptions, so
like multiple defensive cards and a shared ride. I'd say it's an uphill battle, but Andreas has drawn his one heavy Storm Duster. And he's probably, I reckon, confident in the mirror match.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, most people agree that the Sky Striker mirror is probably the most skillful one in the format at the moment.
Yeah.
So
one of the things I find quite interesting about the Sky Striker mirror is it's genuinely different when you play it in friendlies as when you do in the tournament, because it always takes a long time to close out the matches.
That's true.
So getting 3 games through, or like multiple games through in 40 minutes can actually be challenging. Yeah. So
it reminds me a lot of the Monarch mirror match. It was really similar. That was also really, really long. Yeah,
it was so difficult to actually win the game.
Yeah, exactly. Most end in a draw, and it was actually impossible to finish 3 games in one match.
But well, I suppose speedy play can alleviate that somewhat.
Possibly, but you never know your opponent's speed, so that's the thing.
Yeah, because I mean it's difficult, because if you're in Peter's situation now, like he probably knows that he doesn't need to do anything. There's none of his cards can.
Yeah.
Like there's probably no point chucking an effect veiler at a high ante or whatever.
But here is when the experience hits. So.
Well, I was going to say there is the experience, but like if you don't do it. Like, if you just say go immediately, then you might be giving your opponent some information about the cards you have as well.
Yeah,
it's fairly standard practice to, like, look at your cards from time to time and, make them try and think that you might have some interruptions rather than just say straight away.
That's the next level, let's say, of bluffing and mind-gaming your opponent, but
turns out to be irrelevant when that Widow Anchor was played, because it was always going to get met by the...
Ego Booster.
Ego Booster. Ego Booster is a card that didn't really see any play.
Yeah, for a long time.
And then I think maybe just in the mirror match, because it kind of just negates a Widow Anchor almost. So once everyone thought the mirror match was going to be better.
It was also super relevant before Bottles with Dragon came out, because there was no way to overcome. Yeah, exactly.
Well, you had the Tri-Gate.
Yeah, but it was still really hard, unless you were playing Binary Sorceress, which was not really popular at the time, so I guess...
Yeah, I suppose you needed like almost Boral Sword and Tri-Gate.
Yeah.
What's he questioning here, do we think?
Well...
I don't know. Maybe
Not
he's just
really
confirming.
sure.
Is he running Eagle Booster himself? Maybe he's just not seeing.
Yeah,
the
you know,
card. He is running
he's
Eagle
running
Booster.
it, so...
Okay. I don't know what he wants to know about Eagle Booster.
I mean, maybe he didn't remember if the first effect was protect him also from battle, but yeah, he doesn't have free spells in grave, so that's only relevant.
That's really interesting. He chose to send Widow Anchor
Yeah?
and not engage. Do you think he knows there's a shared ride face down?
No, but I'm surprised also to see this effect Veiler instead of the shared ride. I guess he wants to be conservative with that. And,
Yeah, that does seem odd. What? Yeah, because I mean,
Because you're not gonna use shared ride on this Shizuku, I'm pretty sure. Like, that would be really bad.
he could use another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burn through 3 interruptions with each Sky Striker effect.
Exactly.
I don't. Why do you think he sent the Widow Anchor? That's not something I've seen before.
It's possible he had the read on...
Maybe he was playing around shared ride.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess
It seems the only way. Like, either that or Mind Crush, I guess, but still...
he wasn't gonna. He wasn't gonna get that much. He wasn't gonna draw a card off activating Engage this turn. So
Yeah.
I guess why bother? Maybe, and then if you activate Engage, then you can't search it with Shizuku.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. I mean, it all depends if you want to go for a multi-roll afterwards, but it seems like he just
It
wanted
seems,
to...
I don't know. That seems like a fairly
Yeah.
decent play
So it draws
upon
into-
reflection.
Yeah. He gets the Eagle Booster himself, and now
Has he got? How many spells has he got in the graveyard?
only one right now.
That's not enough.
Yep. I mean, he can get 2-3 quite easily, honestly, through Ayate and the Eagle Booster if Andreas flips something at any point.
Yeah, it seems fairly likely that you would negate the
Yeah. Oh.
try and negate the opponent's Kagari. I don't know what else you're really hoping to hit with effect negation in the mirror match.
And I mean, he does have the jamming waves as well, which you talked about, so he could go for that.
Yes. And then we see that the shared ride is just going to get blasted by the Heavy Storm Duster because he
Yep.
neglected to use it on the previous turn. I'm quite-
Okay. Sure, Cannon is interesting.
Yeah.
Just wants to cut him off Ray.
Normally the preferred way of cutting someone off Ray is just using Widow Anchor, but this works too.
Yeah.
I guess he wants to just be able to activate more spells.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite cards in the mirror match is the multi-roll. 'Cause
Yeah.
even if you don't have anything, you just activate it. and
Yeah,
then-
it's actually quite rare to see both players not opening a multi-roll on the field, and
Multi-roll's like super scary.
yeah.
Oh, that's really nice of them. They're using the dice to indicate how many spells are in their
Oh
graveyard.
yeah,
That's very helpful for us, and probably for the people
for
watching.
the audience, yeah.
But yeah, it can be quite hard to keep track, so it does make sense. But then again, if you don't keep track, you make your opponent keep counting, they might count wrong sometime and like crash one of their cards for no good reason.
Okay,
So Andreas has gone ahead and let that through.
yeah, and it seems like he doesn't want to get the
He
+1 off
He drew
engage.
the jamming waves in the last game. It wasn't in his hand this game, that's why.
Yeah.
I think, unless he's playing 2 jamming waves.
No, he doesn't have it. He has the Eagle Booster instead that he draws this turn. That he drew, but...
So, I mean, yeah, Andreas has let the Kagari go through.
which is fair, because honestly, like, he didn't...
I mean, yeah, if your opponent's not drawing anything off engage, I mean, why bother,
exactly.
I guess.
It's...
And he doesn't know the Eagle Booster is there, but it's a card that people play 2 or 3 of, so...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is some experience. He's showing, like... Because if he'd activated the Widow Anchor, then his opponent would have been able to chain the Eagle Booster and then would have been able to get the
Exactly.
3 spells in the grave, so...
And now, if he hits the Storm Duster, it's gonna be quite painful, because as you said, the Shared Ride is basically not gonna do anything.
Yeah, he'd much rather hit the Widow Anchor, because the...
Yeah, that goes through.
I mean, that was always going to happen, I think.
But yeah, he doesn't have Anchor. I think he has Metal Fusion set, which he's gonna destroy with his own Duster. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't even set the Anchor. Oh, that's why he didn't play the Anchor. He didn't even
No,
add
he didn't
the
have the Anchor because of Veiler, yeah.
Oh, God, it must be too early in the morning for me.
But yeah, so Jamming Wave second effect can destroy Shizuku because Ray is no longer there, but now he's not in the great of a position because he doesn't have any interruption. Eagle Booster is a fine, but
he's got the Veiler.
Yeah. But doesn't feel too good to stay against a Ray and an engage for free, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I don't know. Why do you think Peter chose to use the engage before attacking? Because if he'd attacked first, then he would have had a third spell in his grave.
Yeah, it's probably just a matter of experience, honestly. He wanted to prioritize on getting rid of Ray. That's the thing, I guess.
I mean, it's fairly standard play, I guess, to try and clear your opponent's cards before attacking.
Yeah, that's.
But in this situation,
probably his mindset.
If you're like confident, you know what your opponent's gonna use, then you probably know there's nothing that's going to stop a high arte attack. Or even if they do stop a high arte attack, like, are you bothered about them negating the effective high arte? Like,
definitely.
So,
but now the tables have turned, and Andreas is going to draw to 4 cards. He has the Malleable Fusion engraved as well.
So that's 5 plus engage, which is in this situation almost. Is he got 3 spells engraved?
I think the third one was Malleable. He just forgot to change the die roll. Yeah,
no, I think you're right.
Yeah, he does have 3.
These dice are now gone from helpful to misleading. He's got the Ray already, so I guess maybe the safest play is to search Eagle Booster.
Yeah.
If he plays the second copy, which I guess we have the knowledge of whether he does. No, he only plays.
No, he only plays 1 Eagle Booster.
One Eagle Booster.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be regretting that now.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, it shines particularly in the mirror match. So against the other matchups, it's a little bit less relevant. So I can't blame him. You can always recycle it with everything.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, like against the really explosive combo decks, you can't let them combo off.
Yeah.
So the Eagle Booster, like, it doesn't matter that they can't necessarily deal the damage on that turn. But against a deck like maybe Thunder Dragon or Burning Abyss, where if they can't deal 8,000 damage, then you can probably come back next turn.
But at the same time, if you have so many searches, then you might just want to get the Shark Cannon against those decks and have another interruption, kind of. Okay, so he couldn't expect the Eagle Booster, of course, because he was not searched, and the anchor there. It's not that great, honestly. You always want to chain it to the Eagle if you can.
It's
so now,
fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, the card's gone. I think he was probably happy enough, like...
No, definitely.
Yeah, I think he's happy to see the Eagle Booster gone, regardless. Just see the back row gone. So, I mean, he doesn't know his opponent's got Effect Veiler in hand, but probably feels quite juicy to resolve the second Kagari. But it looks like the advantage is going to start to become too much for Andreas very shortly. He's going to do the classic 0 chain ray for some of it. I don't know what the chances of hitting a Sky Striker card is with 0, but it's fairly high.
Definitely high. And there you go.
There you go. It's often a +1.
Yeah.
But not quite.
Vader stops him from the engage.
Does he have enough spells to take advantage of Hercules' base's draw?
Yeah,
effect?
but he can't because Eagle Booster protects it from battle. So.
Yes. I don't think he has enough spells anyway. But
I would have had 3, but now he can draw with fusion.
Well, no, I mean like he's got to have more. He's got to have more spells.
Ah, you mean to attack? Yeah, of course.
He needs to attack over something.
Yeah, no, but he can't anyway. Oh, he draws into another 0. So yeah, actually now things have.
Maybe he's feeling a little bit hard done by with his draws there.
Yeah, the R at 0 as well was quite relevant, and now he doesn't really have any interruptions as well.
Because having like missed the area 0, it's drawn the useless area 0 and the useless Hornet drones.
Yeah.
He's probably feeling pretty sad about that.
Definitely. Now he finally gets the multi-roll, but now Peter's got
the chance.
Yeah.
Andreas has got. It's really like it's
back and forth.
Silly in the Sky Striker deck where they're just like compared to all the other. It's got no interruptions and you just don't need them in the
Exactly.
I mean, they're good, but you don't like. You won't lose the game that turn.
Yeah.
Without any interruptions, unlike in a lot of other decks, they will just deal all of the damage.
Exactly.
I mean, even like Trickstar.
Yeah, even Trickstar.
Which is one of the more controlling decks this format.
Okay. So yeah, Andreas is gonna bluff. He has an interruption, but we know he doesn't have anything.
I mean, he knows his opponent's got an area 0 and a top deck, right? What's his search now? There's Ray engraved, so I'm not sure. And he put the Afterburner in the graveyard anyway, so It feels fairly safe to use the Widow, take the Widow Anchor and try and send your opponents.
I mean, but the multi-rule as well gotta be tempting, because like if you never use it, then like
He might be thinking that he can do the requisite 6,500 this time.
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But it's not super easy, and
So he's chosen Widow Anchor. I mean, you have to take the Widow Anchor if you want to do the damage this turn. Has he drawn his one Twin Twister?
yeah, the one and only.
That's probably. I mean, he's going to be tempted to use it at some point, and
Exactly.
given the cards that Andreas has, it's actually really bad.
Yeah, 'cause it's an Hercules base set, so.
Hercules Base not really going to be going anywhere. Hercules Base is really not a card I'm a fan of, to be honest.
Same. Like it's
I've heard differing opinions about
exactly.
it, but I don't like it at all. Like, I mean, it's just generally
Same.
Whenever I build the deck, I just don't want a card that I don't want to draw unless it's completely necessary. And then you have to ask yourself, can you win a game of Yu-Gi-Oh without Hercules Base?
Yeah, the thing is, I think it is relevant only in a few situations. Like when Scapegoat was a lot more popular, I get it, because like it's pretty good against that. But in the mirror match, I think it's only good game one, where like it's a lot more of a grind
Didn't
game.
he just attack?
Yeah, for some reason. But
That's
yeah, that's definitely unusual.
yeah.
And he also just like
That really takes me by surprise. I don't
he
think.
doesn't even use Area 0 this turn at all, I think.
I mean, he doesn't have any good. Did he take? He took Widow Anchor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why you would attack.
Yeah, there's definitely no reason.
I mean, I suppose it's funny in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because most of the time, if you have a monster with more attack points than your opponents, then you should
You just want to attack.
you just attack it. But like, it gets them a free card, like two cards if it's engage. Which it's most likely going to. No, it's not engage. Okay. What do I know?
No, because as you said, he only plays one Eagle, and he knows there is a Winter Anchor set, so it makes sense to get that back. And now the Hercules base is gonna come in handy because he's running short on Link.
Yeah, he's used 2 Kagaris.
Yeah.
I mean, still, I feel like maybe the game will be over by that point anyway,
Yeah.
but it will be.
No, what I don't like about it is that after siding, there are a lot of more explosive cards, like evenly matched, and a lot more Twin Twisters and so on. So I think it's not that relevant anymore. Okay, so.
Area 0 that he searched is being used to discard things.
Okay.
Just having a look at his own multi-roll rather than looking at the text of his opponents. I'm pretty sure you can use it again. It says you can only gain this
Yeah, you
effect
can only
once.
gain, but you can use it more than once.
Being a continuous spell card has to be face up on the field for you to resolve its effect properly. Does it need to be face up when you...
I don't think so. Pretty sure not.
Do you think there's some other reason for him activating it? Has he now got more spells and it's going to attack?
I don't know, maybe
Return the favor of...
he's baiting.
Oh no, he just puts a counter on
Yeah,
multi-roll.
exactly.
That's a good reason. I can get behind that as a reason for activating
Okay.
it.
Now he's gonna shuffle a bunch of Link monsters.
It does
Oh
feel-
yeah, because he was out of Kagaris. That's
It feels good to do that.
yeah.
But you kind of get the feeling like, I mean, it's been useful there, but if it had just been something else, then he may have been able to put himself in a more advantageous position earlier on in the game. Like if he just,
Definitely.
if it had been, I mean, it's hard to say because there's obviously a lot of different tech options in Sky Strike. But if it had been spell and trap removal, he might have been able to push earlier and
Yeah.
resolve one of his Kagaris. If it had been something to negate an opponent's card effect, then his opponent would have been 1 engage down, and that's 2 cards less. I mean, it's obviously coming through for him now, but is it worth it having sat dead for...
I don't think so.
the 2
Because like
turns
if it
before?
was like just a meta dominated by control decks, then I could see the point. But there are a lot of combo decks around, and you can't really afford to draw a card like that going first or second, honestly, against those decks.
Oh, I kind of. Maybe it's dominated by combo decks. We don't actually know yet. I mean, to me,
Yeah,
like,
it
there's
could
going to
be
be. I
the-
think
yeah.
there's going to be a lot of combo decks because I like combo decks.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Whereas,
Well,
like,
they're gonna be a lot still. So
because in Utrecht, which I'm kind of
yeah,
thinking of as the example, because we had the ban list just before,
yeah,
which hit all the combo decks and left Sky Striker untouched. Everyone was on Sky Striker, more or less, and all of the Sky Striker decks that were in the top 64 were main decking like multiple Twin Twisters, even Twin Twisters and Heavy Storm Dusters and Shared Rides.
exactly.
So maybe everyone is that confident that they're going to be not facing these combo
It's
decks.
possible.
It's possible. I mean, I think
Like-
maybe after London, you should be scared.
Yeah, definitely, because all the danger cards are still there, and
I mean, we can see
we got a lot of new tools.
the
like-
draw on Lockbirds that are in
Yeah.
Peter's deck.
Definitely hurts, but we still gotta remember that the best part about multi-roll is that you can't chain two spells anymore, so the Eagle Booster and whatever else Peter could have is essentially useless at the moment. But
I don't think Andreas is going to be doing that much more this time.
no, definitely not.
But it gets to the point where Andreas has got, what, like 4 or 5 more cards than his opponent?
Yeah,
Which is often too many.
exactly.
It gets to the point where almost like a game is over in Sky Striker before their life points hit 0.
Yeah, the only problematic thing is that if you're not playing against a player that is aware of that, you don't have that many ways to actually force the damage.
Yeah, I mean, we
So-
can see, like, there's already been 20 minutes gone.
Exactly.
And this game could easily last, like, I mean, maybe Andreas might be able to assemble 6,300 damage on his next turn, but if there's multi-roll resolves and puts some spells and traps face down for Peter, like a Widow Anchor or a Sharp
Yeah,
Cannon,
it's not necessarily
is-
over, but still.
You're
like-
not going to be able to, like... I feel like the difference in card advantage is insurmountable
Yeah.
at this point, but it still takes a few turns to...
Yeah, but you still can't blame the players, you know. I mean.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No. You don't blame people for trying to win as hard as they can.
Yeah.
Because I saw, like, I was watching, commentating on a feature match
Yeah.
in Utrecht, and Ollie said to me, what do you think this person should do at this point? And I said the best thing to do is to concede, to have more time for the next round. And
I
then
agree.
he actually won that game.
Oh, damn.
Because to my mind, I saw, like, the Goki comboing off.
Yeah.
And then, he had no cards left. But the Goki player didn't set up, like, everything he could have.
Okay.
So he let the Sky Striker player draw into... Well, he left the Sky Striker Link Monster on the field because it had been
Oh, okay.
Eagle boosted, which was fair enough, but didn't set up a Tri-Gate. So got rid of all of his opponent's other cards, just left them with a Link Monster, but they still had
Yeah, that's all they need.
That's all they
essentially.
need, yeah. So, to my mind, it was like you don't give your opponent the satisfaction of going through the entire Goki combo. You just
Yeah, sometimes it
brakes on
does
it.
happen. I remember it happened the same to me actually, like the Italian National this year, where my opponent had in top cut the Trickster OTK with Firewall, and I was just like, okay, I could scoop, but I didn't for whatever reason, and he actually messed up the zone where he put the little bell, and he couldn't OTK, and I actually won the game.
yeah.
So I mean, you never
That
know.
happened in
like-
the top 4 of the
Yeah?
UK Nats this year as well.
Oh, okay.
I think it's possibly different in the top cut as well to
Yeah,
the Swiss
definitely.
rounds, because in the top cut you can't draw,
Yeah.
but in the Swiss rounds
I mean, it's
you
also-
don't want to
yeah.
draw, and you can very much draw, especially in a Sky Striker mirror
It's
match.
also different if you're like in game 3, of course, you don't want to scoop there or whatever, but like if you're in a game 1, as you said, already like 20 plus minutes in, then you should consider what you're doing, because,
Oh yeah, I mean there's pretty much no point scooping in game 3.
yeah, exactly. I mean, unless you really need to eat.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Probably undervalued actually, eating before your next round.
Yeah.
Unless there's like 100 people watching you and furiously wanting the next round to start.
Okay. Let's see if Andreas is able to do the damage or.
What? Should we have a look at what's on the table? What did Peter just set?
With your anchor, I think. Or cannon? Or yeah, I think it's anchor.
It says engage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be surprising. But
Well, the widow anchor's on top of the graveyard.
yeah, I guess then this is definitely an engage.
If we trust our handy table staff inputting the engage correctly. So he knows now no interruptions because there's no cards in hand. No engage. So that's probably going to be fine. It is impressive how many cards the Sky Striker deck picks up after a couple of turns. When they start to roll ahead, you know, he's got 7? And multiple set. I mean, once they resolve like a multi-roll for some number. I mean, my sort of rule of thumb with Sky Striker was like, if they go first and you don't sort of, you either like, you know, deal with everything they have or OTK them on that turn, then you're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, that's fair. And he picks up his cards. So game 1 goes to Andreas, and now they're gonna side, but already 25 minutes deep in the match. They have quite similar side decks with
even in the Sky Striker mirror match as well. I don't think I would be confident of whether I'm going to be made to go first or second.
Yeah.
If I'm Andreas.
I mean,
what do you make people go first? Or
yeah, I
second?
mean, the thing is, Andreas is like a player that goes to every event. He says he has a Skype call with like good players, and he's used to the like pro mentality. So he might expect his opponent to go second, because what I heard is that most Sky Strikers in the mirror match just choose to go second and decide evenly matched, twin twisters, all the 8. But if you're playing against an unexperienced player, I don't think that's the case. I actually think he just picks first again. He plays his card, whatever. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, not only you don't know the player's level experience.
Yeah.
I think there are cards you could side deck where you would probably rather go first. So if he's obviously like Shared Ride is excellent going first. I mean, it's pretty good going second as well, but you have to wait an extra turn to use it.
But yeah, it's, to be honest, in my experience, it's sometimes scarier to play an unexperienced player. That's why, because you don't know what can happen. Like, so everything, literally,
Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen.
There are so many like good cards in Yu-Gi-Oh now that I like to. I don't know. I often look at a board and you think, oh, if he had Raigeki, he would win the game.
Yeah, maybe he gets it.
And somebody like, you know, someone could play. You know, no one has. I've seen play a Raigeki for however many years, but. You know,
I won Euros with
I know. But is that sort of thing, like, you don't know. There are so many different cards. One card I've seen coming back into play a bit, which I say back, is Summon Limit. I don't think anyone played that before, but it's a pretty rude card.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, maybe you don't compare it to Vanity's Emptiness, but it's not far off. Like,
against the good
against
the
like a combo
decks, it's
deck.
actually insane.
It's like, you get 2 summons. How are you going to link summon with only 2 summons?
Yeah.
Unless it's a link 1. You can't link summon with 2 summons.
But yeah, actually, Peter also chooses to go second, so he probably, even though he skipped here, he talked to his friends, I guess, and they told him what's the fashion.
Was just... was he about to ash that upstart goblin? He was like looking at... He was looking at the ash.
Well... But he has a really good hand, because he has
Pot of Desires
match.
is not a card I have seen in Sky Striker that much.
Yeah, I heard different opinions on that as well, because...
a lot of people... I think it depends. If you want to face the mirror match, when you need the resources left in your deck, then I think you need to keep them in your deck. But then if you're playing the combo deck, then the 2 cards is just 2 cards, because you think the game's going to be decided pretty fast.
I personally don't hate it, just because if you're forced to play a bunch of Anthrops against combo decks, then it's a really good option. And like, in the mirror match, I think game 1 is the only one where you really grind, because like boss side, like as you said, if you have
There's so many blowout cards.
there's so many blowout cards. So if you have Pot of Desires, just one more way to get to your blowout cards, and you don't really care about losing
Blowout
resources.
card I would really like to see
Yeah?
played is Full House. I love that
Oh,
card.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's likely, but there are times when you see like
Yeah,
multi-roll area
sometimes
0
it
and there's
happens.
like 5 cards and you think, oh,
Yeah,
wouldn't it be amazing? But
it is.
maybe a straight flush.
Well, you never know.
Straight flush may be a bit riskier.
Okay, so he draws into a second evenly matched.
I don't think it doesn't feel that impactful given.
I mean,
It's okay. It's going to banish. I suppose getting rid of the Sky Striker monster is not trivial. So
I'm kind of surprised to keep the effect Vaders though. It doesn't seem like they are that good in the mirror match. Like he had a few other cards to side deck, so I'm curious about that. As we can see, he has like Mind Control, which is pretty good in the mirror match as well.
and
yeah,
Twin.
and Twin Twister. So
And evenly matched. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what. It doesn't look like there's particularly much in his main deck. If he's not sided out the
maybe he
Vela-
sided out the shared rides, which I would actually keep going second anyway. So I don't know.
yeah, of course.
But I mean, if you're not that experienced with the deck, it's a card that you would say, okay, I go second and just side it out. But then, if you haven't tested, I guess. Okay, so he does have the shared ride, which is really good, even though
So that's even worse.
evenly
yeah.
happen. But the jamming waves now comes in handy because he can just destroy the last set on the field.
Last set being Twin Twister, which is
wants-
quite relevant, but he's not going
Doesn't?
to do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's have a look at the cards in hand. So this set was shared
He did
ride.
draw into a shared ride, and Andreas is draws into the Ash Blossom to match it. Okay.
That feels very unfortunate for Peter.
Yeah, even though to be fair,
Even with the
second evenly matched is the card that it's the most. Like if the first one is bad, then the second one it's even more of a blowout because you don't expect it. So
that's true.
Yeah,
I think he would probably happily have traded the evenly matched for a Sky Striker
definitely. I mean,
card that could get a Link monster onto the field.
but yeah, the Ash Blossom on shared ride is gonna hurt a lot. So,
Yes, it is.
but he doesn't use shared ride.
Okay.
Wow.
Duel is the main event that is tied on the round.
That's surprising. It's possible that he doesn't know that he draws also from cards added back from the grave,
Maybe.
because
It's not the most relevant part.
yeah, it's
but
not the most relevant part, but
I feel like if you've played Sky Striker Mirror Match
Yeah.
like once before, someone's done that to you.
definitely. But as I said, I mean, you can't know because he hasn't played in a while. But and usually, like against Necrots, for example, if he played back then, and I'm pretty sure he did, you just used it for the deck effect. So
Yeah, he's still holding the shared right.
Yeah.
So he did this in the last game as well, where he didn't activate it.
yeah, it seems weird because like. I get it when you are ahead, but like if you don't even have a Sky Striker card, then
You need to
what's your
draw,
game
yeah.
plan? Yeah,
Because if you try and negate the Sky Striker links one at a time, you're gonna have a bad time.
yeah,
Like-
and it didn't work game one. So like if you won game one, then maybe
They almost need, like if you negate the Kagari, and then they just get a +1 on.
yeah, and especially because you have the
Kazuki.
evenly matched. So now, yeah,
Yeah, that feels really bad.
he just has
He
to
can't-
pass again.
He can't use the
Essentially,
evenly matched.
Yeah.
Was that a? Oh, it's an eagle. Don't set that.
No,
No,
that's
no.
gonna hurt. The Twin Twister is gonna be huge now.
I mean, it doesn't. You don't want to set it anyway because of the evenly matched, really.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and that's
Go on. You can chain the shared ride here,
yeah,
just in case.
better late than never. Oh, and draws into another engage, which was not even needed, but
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
They will
seems
trade
now-
with the Ash, but yeah, he's going to be far, far too many cards ahead here.
definitely.
I'm really interested why he didn't use the shared ride in a situation where you don't have any.
I'm not sure at all. Like as I said, I think from the grave one, I could understand it as a yeah, it
maybe you
just didn't know about that part, but
As
yeah,
to why you would hold it
it's
when
surprising.
you don't have any push.
Definitely surprising.
Yeah. The
And,
second engage has got to feel quite bad here.
Definitely.
So it looks like Andreas is going to be far enough ahead for the
Yeah.
the timeout.
Because to
not
be honest,
come into
as I
play.
said, I don't think he would have lost necessarily if he had the second evenly, like in a situation like this, throwing into a Sky Striker card, you know. Maybe there was a chance, but now... Yeah.
Without having used the shared ride as well, that means you can't use the evenly match. So
no, I would have said if he did use that. I don't think he was in that bad of a position from the beginning. But now it's just almost impossible to win.
But I guess we know who's going to get Ash, so I guess it didn't make a difference to the overall game. But yeah, without using it, he couldn't have won even if his opponent didn't have Ash. So I feel like, it's just a matter of Andreas wrapping it up here. I don't see all too much. I mean, he has got the Eagle Booster to force through a potential Sky Striker effect, but you start to stare down so many cards in a situation like this. The Ash is, the Ash would prevent a top decked engage, reinforcement of the army, area 0, etc. I think Andreas used 2 spells, right? Even though the first engage was negated.
In the grave, you mean? Or during his turn? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh no,
it still counts.
Does multi-roll count different names?
No. It counts different names. No, it doesn't count. Like you accumulate, but then you can only set.
Yeah, you can only
names.
set one of each.
But yeah, if you activate 3 engage, you get 3 spells anyway. So.
Yeah, that was what I thought, but maybe that's what they were.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem that relevant at the moment, but yeah. No, you can set as many as you want.
Because he used Ash on the engage, so maybe he's...
Yeah, but...
I mean, Ash obviously
we
only
know,
negates the
it
effect.
doesn't negate the activation, so...
But I'm just trying to figure out what they are discussing.
Yeah, probably about that. Just... Yeah.
But he used 2 anyway. He used 2 engages, right? One of them got...
Yeah, he used
so and he's only setting 1.
Yeah. Depends on how many spells he has in grave. Maybe he just wants to keep the 3. So.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Let's see, he gets... Yeah. 1 more Sharkan.
Has he got enough to use
I think he does, but he has to use the other cards first, because he has Shared Ride in grave.
Oh god, that's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, having to use the Eagle Booster is...
On your opponent monster even, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
Oh, but if he starts...
He's starting with the Shark Cannon.
No. Yeah, okay.
Maybe you start with the jamming waves on the opponent's unknown.
Oh,
okay.
No. Just rather destroy his engage.
So he's got Shared Ride
and
Pot of Desires.
Yeah, so he can... But it's surprising that he didn't destroy the unknown card.
Well, he's got Eagle Booster, so...
Yeah, I know.
It seems...
Okay, now... He's gonna try...
Andreas just double checking what we'd forgotten as well. That there are 3 spells.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he obviously has got access to Hayati and...
Yeah, he can draw into a couple more cards, so...
But there is the Ash. I guess he doesn't know there is the Ash, but... There is the Ash.
Yeah, he has the Eagle here.
I think Andreas is probably fairly happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even though he knows he's extremely likely to win, once you see that last card,
I think
you know
Peter
that
might
don't
just
have
scoops up when he sees the Ash on the engage.
Any more cards left. That's kind of a nice feeling once you see that last unknown card gone.
Exactly.
So we see the Kagari, presumably at the engage.
Yeah.
Andreas just getting ready with the Ash in advance. And I feel like it's most likely going to be game over for Andreas on the next
He's
turn.
going to get a Widow Anchor, but yeah.
I don't know.
That's about it.
I mean, Andreas has got an engage in his hand from Shizuku as well. Okay, yeah. He's definitely got the requisite damage, I think. I think just Kagari plus... should the engage not have been banished?
He banished it.
Oh, he banished it.
Yeah.
I just was seeing it incorrectly in the graveyard.
He banished it.
Get the Widow Anchor back. Search a Ray, search a multi-roll, search a field spell, and that's enough.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know if he's got enough spells just to hit with 3. Well, he will now anyway.
No, he had a lot of spells. Yeah.
He's got his choice of different ways to swing
do
for game.
this, yeah.
Pick your favorite. Activate as many engages as you can.
And we can see time was running short anyway, so he would have won on time regardless because he's ahead.
Not sure what the point of the Eagle Booster is here, but oh well. Obviously knows there's no interruptions coming. Okay, he's not gonna.
Yeah, he's not gonna go for game, but. Oh, it's probably actually enough, depending how many spells he has. He needs 8 spells to be game.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering if he drew Ray or not.
Yeah.
But he's drawn the Ray. I was thinking you just get the field spell and then you don't need 8 spells.
Yeah,
but he might have
exactly.
8 spells and that works.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think he does.
I assume he does.
Pretty sure.
I mean, that Widow Anchor should have been banished, but hopefully it won't make a difference. I feel like leaving your opponent on 100 life points is fairly dangerous in the Sky Striker mirror anyway.
4, 5, 6.
Oh, he did banish.
Yeah, it's more than 8 anyway, yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we see Andreas taking a fairly sort of reserved Sky Striker mirror match.
Convincing victory for Andreas.
First game was a bit back and forth, but I don't think in the second game even a more experienced player could have taken the cards that Peter hadn't done.
Yeah, definitely.
Too much. But I think in the first game, I think we really saw Andreas's extra experience come in. Some, I hadn't seen the play of not sending engage off Hayati before.
Well, yeah, it was
a
pretty cool match.
Play.
So let's talk about it in the post-game discussion.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. Andreas proved once again he's one of the best players we have in Europe. He showed up with his deck he's confident about. He said he has pretty good chances. He wants to top and then to see what happens.
He clearly showed he knew what he was doing.
Definitely.
I was pretty impressed by some of his plays.
Yeah, I think he has good chances. He's the reigning Italian YCS champion, I guess. And we'll see during this weekend how it goes for him.
It'd be good to see him again, yeah.
Definitely. So keep following the stream and see you in the next future match. Bye.
Okay.
And
we're going to have to wait for Ollie.
Yeah, But yeah, Peter honestly, showed up. It gotta be pressuring to go back to the game after 1 year and be in stream in front of thousands of people.
I quite enjoy having feature matches, but maybe in the first round when you're like, feature matches are quite fun if you're kind of being picked because you're the player they want to feature because you're playing a cool deck or something, and when it's your opponent you want to feature, you think, oh,
exactly,
what's going on here? Either they're playing something really wacky or they're a really well-known player.
Also, if you stop for so much, you don't know the new stream layout and everything. It's now like looking like esports and everything on.
You
it's
said
quite pressuring.
With the first stream, because I haven't been in the feature match area with headphones in, which could be quite disorientating, I think, to have.
Yeah, it's definitely cooler now, but as you said, it depends on. I know people that don't want to have future matches because they just panic when they do, and I enjoy it as you do. So for me, it's even cooler to be in. It reminds me of the World Championship. It's quite similar, honestly. So it's quite cool. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now let's go back to Ollie. We will talk about the match and see you later in the stream.
Yeah, we're back on the main event stage with the winner of the round. Andreas, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So break it down for us. How did the game go in your opinion?
First game, I was trying to outvalue my opponent, so he wasted every link that he had on Kagari, all Shizuku, everything. And after that, I took control because I played base, so base make the difference in the mirror match. And basically in game 2 I was playing every time around evenly, and of course he had to evenly.
Yeah.
And if I have a set right versus Inverly, is enough to win my opponent.
So it seems like you had a very good game plan. You were feeling very secure how this whole match is going to go down. How are you feeling after the round for your chances in this tournament?
Pretty confident again. I like my deck. I enjoyed. Just I wish I don't play with an FTK. Only this.
You have won a large tournament before, YCS Rimini last year. So what's your approach when you come to a tournament like this? Do you you go in there and you take it one game at a time, or do you immediately go, no, I have to reach the top cut, I have to reach T2? What's your mindset?
It's pretty stressful, I think, but you have to be calm. You have to think more carefully and don't stress. That's it.
Right.
You have to play good with no stress, just this.
You did say don't stress. Obviously, at some point there's a chance that you're going to lose a match. How do you rebound from a loss? How do you make sure that for the next round you're going to be prepared again?
Yeah, you have to forget it. Only this.
So you just put it out of your mind, basically?
Except if you do a big mistake, just think of it and think the right thing, of course.
All right. And how much of a role do your friends play? Do you talk to them after matches and do they give you advice for the following rounds? What do you do with them?
Yeah, of course. We are a Greek community, also my team, and we advise every time everybody. Only this.
So what is the secret of the Greek community? Because it seems like all the Greek players are really, really good, at least the ones that are traveling to the major events in Europe. What are you guys doing? Do you have some secret sauce or something?
Actually, we are a small community, and we are playtesting all together. So every time everybody's coming to YCS or in a Euro, we are very, very good prepared for this event. And everybody share his secrets, text with everybody. So we are about 20 or 30 people in every YCS, and everybody know everything.
So you don't mind if you find out a really good deck or something, you don't mind sharing it with your friends because you feel like all of you have better chances then?
Yeah, Greeks are weaks. Also my team, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. And we would, of course, love to have you again tomorrow.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So that's round one in the books for you. Our players are going to be packing up in just a second, and then we're going to be right back for you guys with our feature match of round two at YCS Milan 2018.